with us, don't yell. You're just
All right.
cause him to get up.
Is it free speech? Am I allowed to say stuff?
Well, you have a freedom of speech, but there's also something called breach of peace.
Okay, I'd like to see you try that, buddy. Those people put hands on me. I'm the victim.
So yeah, give me just a second. Let me talk to him. See if I can calm him down.
Okay.
And then I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. All right.
Were you?
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. I'll be right back. Just chill out for a second.
Yep.
And then,
Hi, officer.
if you would, just come talk to me real quick.
Can I just get your name and badge number before you go?
Put down the damn phone.
Why are you cursing at
Put
me?
your hands
Why
behind
are
your
you
back.
using profanity
Put your
at
hands
me?
behind your back.
Why are you using?
Because you know what?
No, because I have no weapons. Obviously,
We don't know that.
I'm asking you to leave.
You're calling 911. We're standing right in front of you. The cops wouldn't.
While peacefully filming from a public easement in Florence, South Carolina, First Amendment Auditor Joshua Roberts was aggressively confronted by private workers and later unlawfully arrested by Sergeant Paul Morrison of the Florence County Sheriff's Office. Despite no criminal charges being filed, Roberts filed a complaint, which led to an internal investigation. The result? Sergeant Morrison resigned after being found to have violated multiple policies, including deleting video, evidence. The incident sparked debate about police overreach, public filming rights, and resisting unlawful arrest.
Yo, get away from me, buddy.
No, dude. Who are you?
Away from me, dude.
Why are you here?
Back the
Why are you here?
I suggest you leave me alone.
You're on private property.
I suggest you do something about that then and get back inside.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah, really. You like going around with people like this?
You know
think
what?
that's fun? Don't touch my buddy.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, so
Do it. Do it.
What?
Touch it. That's on camera.
What are
Back the
What are we doing here?
back the off, buddy. You touch, you get tased. Get the back inside.
What's going on here?
Why do you come up and grab me?
You back off.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, buddy.
Get that thing out of my face.
No, you f***ing come up to me, get in my face.
Go inside.
I'll do something, buddy.
Call.
Get
I'll
inside.
call 911.
Get inside.
Call the sheriff's department. Whoa, dude.
Whoa, dude, you just come up and grab people? What the f is
Did I
wrong with
grab
you?
you?
Your homie did.
Don't heave my homie. This is private property. You say you're filming.
This is an easement. I'm not on your property. You see that?
You're filming
That belongs to the city.
And why are you here?
Mr. Roberts tells the workers that he's on an easement and not on private property because the utility poles on the property belong to the city. While, according to Florence County's Geographic Information System, or GIS data, it does appear that Mr. Roberts is on public property, it is important to note that the fact that the government has placed utility poles on a certain property does not necessarily mean that the property is open to the public. For instance, in some circumstances, the government may obtain a so-called utility easement, which allows the government to place utility poles on private property without transforming the ownership or the otherwise private nature of the property. For this reason, contrary to this common misconception in the auditor community, the location of utility poles alone cannot be used as a reliable indicator that an individual is on public property.
So let me ask you a question. Does that give you the right to come up and grab my camera and almost break it?
Stalking people here.
Hey,
You assaulted me, buddy.
Call 911.
call the sheriff's department.
Hey, call your husband.
Yeah, call your husband. Fat boy.
Man, whoa, this guy's great.
Get in, Tubby. I'm out in public recording, and you come up and grab somebody, dude.
Who are you with?
I'm with myself.
Oh, you just.
And you're about to owe me a new camera lens. Yeah, buddy, I got your name too. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a nice little talking to with the police. You come back out here and touch me, you won't like it.
What's going on, bud?
Oh, nothing. Just getting assaulted out here. That's about it.
Getting assaulted.
Yeah, by one of their workers.
What happened?
I was just out here taking some pictures, and one of the guys came out here saying he didn't want to be filmed, and he ran up to me, started circling me, grabbed my camera, started pushing up on me, and it's all videotaped.
You have it on video?
Oh, it's all recorded. Because I do want to press charges on him.
Was there something involving a taser?
Oh, I pulled it out in self-defense.
Okay.
When you come out at me like that and you're about to destroy my stuff and do bodily harm to me, you're damn right I'm going to pull a taser on someone.
Mr. Roberts argues that one of the workers assaulted him by grabbing his camera and pushing him, and that he pulled out his taser in self-defense in order to protect himself and his property. According to Section 16-3-600 of the South Carolina Code, quote, a person commits the offense of assault and battery in the third degree if the person unlawfully injures another person, or offers or attempts to injure another person with the present ability to do so. As the Court of Appeals of South Carolina explained in the 2022 case of State versus Robinson, quote, our jurisprudence has never required an actual physical injury to a victim's person to constitute an assault and battery, and there's no requirement that a victim is, quote, physically harmed or violently injured. Likewise, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over South Carolina, summarized in the 2019 case of United States versus Drummond that, quote, a violent injury for the purposes of an assault conviction requires no violence as commonly understood or a threat of physical harm or injury at all. Rather, an assault encompasses any touching of the person or an individual in a rude or angry manner without justification. Given this broad description of the type of touching that can constitute an assault, a court could easily conclude that the worker pushing Mr. Roberts was a sufficiently offensive form of physical touch for the worker to be convicted of third-degree assault. Additionally, under Section 16-11-510 of the South Carolina Code, quote, it is unlawful for a person to willfully and maliciously injure or destroy any kind, class, article, or description of personal property or the goods and chattels of another. Under this statute, it is not enough to show that an individual damaged or destroyed the personal property of another. Instead, in order to sustain a conviction, the state must prove that the individual did so with a, quote, willful and malicious mental state. As the Court of Appeals of South Carolina noted in the 2016 case of State versus Hobart, Black's Law Dictionary defines willful as, quote, voluntary and intentional, but not necessarily malicious, and defines malicious as, quote, substantially certain to cause injury, or, quote, without just cause or excuse. Here, it could certainly be argued that the worker had the required mental state in grabbing Mr. Roberts' camera to justify a conviction under Section 16-11-510, although it's unclear from the footage whether the camera was actually damaged, and it clearly was not destroyed, as Mr. Roberts was able to continue to film the encounter.
You need to tell that guy he needs to not put hands on people. It's a short little fat guy.
I'm gonna address it. Okay?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a report on him too.
That's fine. I just need to give this deputy your information for me, all right? You have an ID or something?
I don't have an ID. Yeah, buddy, you're gonna learn you can't come outside and grab people, man. That ain't right.
While we're handling this, don't yell. You're just
All right.
cause him to get up.
Is it free speech? Am I allowed to say stuff?
Well, you have a freedom of speech, but there's also something called breach of peace.
Okay, I'd like to see you try that, buddy. Those people put hands on me. I'm the victim. So you want to turn it around on me?
I'm not turning it around.
Please do so.
What I'm telling you is,
You guys are known to be the biggest pieces of
okay.
in South Carolina. What did I do wrong?
Are you gonna let me talk?
Go on ahead.
What I was saying is, I don't need you yelling while I'm trying to talk to this man, because that's gonna cause him to yell, cause a scene. You get mad, he's gonna get mad, then it escalates.
Okay,
Just talk to this deputy.
let me tell you something. I'm allowed to say whatever the hell I want.
If you yell across this parking lot, well, you have all these people standing around. That is called breach of peace.
You want to try that,
I
buddy?
will lock you up for
You
that,
want to
okay?
try that?
Yes, I will.
Two deputies with the Florence County Sheriff's Office responded to the worker's call, and while they're investigating the incident, one of them claims that if Mr. Roberts yells at the workers across the parking lot, he will be arrested for breach of peace. In South Carolina, breach of the peace is a common law crime, which means that it is defended by case law and not a statute. According to the Court of Appeals of South Carolina in the 1996 case of State versus Peer, quote, the term breach of the peace is a generic one embracing a great variety of conduct destroying or menacing public order and tranquility. In general terms, it is a violation of public order, a disturbance of the public tranquility by any act or conduct inciting to violence. The court also explained that, quote, although it includes acts likely to produce violence in others, actual violence is not an element of breach of peace, and that, quote, whether conduct constitutes a breach of the peace depends on the time, place, and nearness of other persons. citizens. Similarly, Section 16-17-530 of the South Carolina Code, which defines the offense of disorderly conduct, states that, quote, any person who shall be found at any public place conducting himself in a disorderly or boisterous manner, or who, quote, uses obscene or profane language on any highway or at any public place or gathering or in hearing distance of any schoolhouse or church shall be deemed guilty of a misdemeanor. Although Mr. Roberts' conduct in yelling across the parking lot may appear on the surface to fall within the definition of breach of peace or disorderly conduct, as the Supreme Court held in the 1964 case of Henry versus City of Rock Hill, quote, the 14th Amendment does not permit a state to make criminal the peaceful expression of unpopular views, and the government cannot define a criminal offense so as to permit conviction if an individual's speech, quote, stirred people to anger, invited public dispute, or brought about a condition of unrest. However, the Court of Appeals of South Carolina held in the 2002 case of City of Landrum versus Surratt that an individual could be convicted of disorderly conduct for loudly yelling profanities at two individuals and calling them names, because the remarks, along with the loud manner in which they were spoken, constituted so-called fighting words. Under the fighting word doctrine outlined by the Supreme Court in the 1942 case of Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire, fighting words, or words that, quote, by their very utterance inflict injury or tend to incite an immediate breach of the peace, are not afforded the protection of the First Amendment, and therefore can be criminalized. Although Mr. Roberts did use profanity during his interaction with the workers and the deputies, he did not use any profanity when he shouted across the parking lot, and even if he had, it is highly unlikely that a court would conclude that Mr. Roberts' suggestion that the workers were going to learn that they can't lay hands on other individuals would incite an average person to violence. Therefore, a court would most likely determine that Mr. Roberts' conduct did not constitute a breach of the peace or disorderly conduct, as he was engaging in speech that was protected by the First Amendment.
Not going that
Try
route,
it. Try it. Name and badge number.
Corporal Triggers, 1-8.
Name and badge number.
Triggers, 236.
All right, go do my assault charge.
I need you to give him your
You
information.
need to go talk to them. And you better file charges if I'm giving you my information.
What's your day, bro?
If you don't, believe me, you guys will get complaints, and this will be all over you.
Whatever you need to do, man.
They have to run me first, everyone. They can't run the actual criminal. Can you go tell them, go question the guy who assaulted me?
He's gonna conduct his investigation. Do you see him up there?
No, he's not. He's inside hiding.
What was he wearing?
Yeah, blue shirt. Short, dark hair, fat. So what was the call about?
Somebody coming up here, harassing employees and pulling a taser on someone.
They tell you they circled me and surrounded me? The part where they assaulted me, they forgot, they left that out.
Hi, Mr. Roberts. I spoke with the two gentlemen that came out, and all their information is going to be entered into the report as well as your statement you gave this deputy. I made them aware that yes, you can view video from a public area, which the roadway is public. But if you cross over into the
I've checked the property lines. I don't need directives.
you go on the property, you're going to go to jail.
If you smoke crack, that's not good, man. All right, do I get a report or something?
He's going to get you one, all right?
Oh, great, this guy.
Here you go, buddy. All right, my name, badge number beside it, and your case number as well. You can get a copy of the report in 35 minutes. So have a good day.
Thank you. See how the cop tried to spin it and say I was in their parking lot?
How you doing, sir? How you doing, sir?
Not too good.
Wow, what's going on today, buddy?
I had some dude inside. Oh, you're getting really close, man.
Oh, yeah, I like to get close. I like to talk to people.
Can you stop?
No,
fucking
sir.
getting so
I want to
close?
talk to you. What's going
Dude,
on, my
stop-
friend?
Stop getting so close to me, dude.
What's going on, man?
Dude, stop approaching me.
Sir, I'm allowed.
Back off, dude. Give me some space, dude.
Go ahead and turn.
Give me some space,
your hand
dude.
behind your back.
No, give me some. Ow! Oh!
Behind your back.
What? For what?
Your piece.
For you?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Very nice, dude. Very nice. Enjoy the lawsuit. Enjoy paying for my camera too.
Absolutely. You getting resisting arrest?
Resisting. I'm not moving.
When I went to put my hands on you, you pulled away from me.
Yeah, because you have no right to arrest me.
Sir, you're under arrest. You have the right to attorney
You
have
kept
him or present.
approaching me.
Sir, you have the right attorney have him or present before any questions asked. You decide any time to exercise these rights and not make any more statements. Do you understand these rights?
I don't answer any more questions without a lawyer present.
Absolutely. All right, go and stand them up.
Sergeant Paul Morrison responds to the scene and approaches Mr. Roberts, who asks him several times to not stand so close to him and tries to step away. When Mr. Roberts directs a profanity at him, Sergeant Morrison tackles Mr. Roberts to the ground and tells him he's under arrest for resisting because he pulled away from him. And Mr. Roberts argues that he did so because Sergeant Morrison had no right to arrest him. Under Section 16-9-320 of the South Carolina Code, quote, "It is unlawful for a person knowingly and willfully to resist an arrest being made by one whom the person knows or reasonably should know is a law enforcement officer. Although an individual can be convicted for non-violently resisting an arrest, if Sergeant Morrison was attempting to arrest Mr. Roberts, he never informed Mr. Roberts that was his intention or took any action that should have put Mr. Roberts on notice that he was under arrest. Therefore, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Roberts could not be convicted of knowingly and willfully resisting an arrest. Likewise, Sergeant Morrison had no lawful basis to arrest Mr. Roberts at the time he approached him, and it has been long established in South Carolina that individuals are not required to submit to unlawful arrests, and that individuals have the right to resist an unlawful arrest. The Supreme Court of South Carolina summarized prior case law on the subject in the 2001 case of State versus McGowan, explaining that, quote, "An unlawful arrest, or an attempt to make an unlawful arrest, stands upon the same footing as any other non-felonious assault, or as a common assault and battery. The person who is so unlawfully arrested, or against whom such an unlawful attempt is directed, is not bound to yield, and may resist force with force, but he is not authorized to go beyond the line of force proportioned to the character of the assault, or he in turn becomes a wrongdoer." It is important to keep in mind that this case law is specific to South Carolina, and many states do not recognize a citizen's right to resist an unlawful arrest. However, in this situation, Mr. Roberts would have a right to resist an unlawful arrest, and because he did not use any physical force at all by stepping away from Sergeant Morrison, there would be no question of disproportionate resistance if a court concluded that Mr. Roberts was resisting an unlawful arrest.
Joey can see it, guys.
Absolutely. Got the taser, so.
Oh, yeah, I already told him I got assaulted. So here's the thing, you pulled it out and you was starting them.
He attacked me. It's on camera.
All right. Well, we're going to log all this in too.
Good, do it.
After Sergeant Morrison placed Mr. Roberts under arrest, he was taken to jail and booked. However, it does not appear that any criminal charges were filed against Mr. Roberts, and after he was released, he filed a formal complaint with the Florence County Sheriff's Office. As a result of the complaint, the department opened an internal affairs investigation, and internal records indicate that Sergeant Morrison resigned on September 15, 2022. Sheriff T.J. Joy issued a press release about the incident, stating that, quote, "The internal affairs investigation determined numerous FCSO policy violations during the incident. As a result of the investigation, Sergeant Morrison is no longer employed by the Florence County Sheriff's Office." Sheriff Joy also noted that, quote, "The matter has been referred to the 12th Circuit Solicitor's Office, but as of the date of this episode, no criminal charges have been initiated against Sergeant Morrison." Additionally, Mr. Roberts alleged that after the incident, Sergeant Morrison deleted the video footage of the encounter from his camera. Fortunately, Mr. Roberts was able to recover the footage and post it to YouTube, along with a short video that appears to have been shot in the police cruiser after his arrest, which Mr. Roberts alleged Sergeant Morrison took while deleting the videos. The Florence County Sheriff's Office has not specifically addressed the issue of the deleted videos in any public statements. Overall,
An independent journalist legally filmed at a government center and post office in Kentucky. While the police chief was respectful, postal staff wrongly called it illegal and tried to remove him. Body cam later exposed how they lied and talked. Trash behind his back. In the end, he stood his ground, educated them with the law, and revealed what public servants say when they think we're not listening.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
What you got? You need some help today?
No, can I get your name and badge number, sir?
Yeah, it's Chief Tom Grau. I'm the chief of police.
Chief of Police?
Yeah, how are
Tom
you?
Brown, you said?
Grau.
Grau.
Grau, G-R-A-U.
Nice to meet you, Chief.
Yeah. Just in the lot hanging out
Yeah,
today?
just taking a couple pictures of the cars and everything.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you're a member of the public. You can go wherever the public can go. Just
Yeah.
not on the doors or knocking in or interfering with anything. But yeah, you're absolutely. You
Yeah,
have the right
I'm
to
not
video
doing-
whatever you want. Man.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that.
You ain't gonna get me all fired up saying. you
Good,
can't do
I'm
whatever you
glad.
want. You know
I'm
what
glad.
saying?
I'm glad.
Just, you know, as a courtesy, when people come out, they're gonna ask. Just, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean-
no worries. Yeah.
Hey, if the chief doesn't have a problem with it, nobody else should, right?
We serve the public. The police
Exactly.
are the public is the police, right?
Gotcha.
But, you know, you have to remember we still have areas that are sensitive.
Restricted
or
areas. No, I can.
areas.
Chief.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy that's gonna
no
try
trying to get in the cars or anything. Or something.
I'm not the guy that's gonna try and push the envelope with you.
No, you're good.
I'm not. I'm just here
It's all
peacefully.
right. You can go wherever you want.
Great,
Yeah,
Chief.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
You
Stay
need
safe out there.
Yeah, I
all right.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, no disrespect. I'm just gonna let them know in there. Hey, he's out there. He's allowed to be out here.
Yeah,
filming.
for sure. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
So you're not
have
gonna
you?
get-
Question for you, Chief. Have you ever had anybody film in public here before?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know here, but on calls.
Okay.
Obviously, if we're on a call and we're trying to control the scene, then it's like, you know, the people can go just as far as we would let the news media or anybody else.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
if
I
it's
was
a
just
safety
curious. I was curious to see.
We've had some few people come and video, not maybe in and out behind the cars, but yeah, not that, but maybe just out in the general area.
Okay, I was just curious. That's all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thank you for not escalating the situation.
No.
You made my day today.
You live around here? You from Florence?
No, I'm not from Florence. No, I'm not from Florence. I'm here on business. I'm an independent journalist.
And where are you out of then? Where do you work out of?
Oh, I work out of Long Island.
How's that go out there?
Good.
You video and do stuff there?
Yeah, I do. I video around the United
It's pretty
States.
good or no, off and on?
Around the United States. I mean, it's not often that the chief of police comes out, but every time that the chief of police has come out.
I was just coming back from
Oh,
being
okay.
at a meeting. So
Gotcha.
I
No,
didn't know you had or
but
not.
it's honestly, to be honest with you, Chief, I would say it's about 50-50.
Yeah.
And, you know, the same way I'm treating you now and I'm talking to you now
Yeah.
is the same way I talk to everybody. And sometimes,
Yeah, if you walk up to me when I'm just out and about, whether you got that on or not, I'm going to treat you the same way, right?
and I appreciate that.
It's just
and
if you push
I
the
saw
envelope.
your plaque
Yeah.
in front of the police
Oh, you
station
did? Yeah.
with your values. And,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I like to highlight things like that. And, you know, it's not all about drama. Sometimes it's about having a good conversation and, hey, I respect your rights. You know, I could see your concerns.
Yeah, I mean, my concerns ain't, I mean, we are a public entity, so if you
Yeah.
want to video cruisers and everything, some of these cars on these lot are not ours.
Yeah.
They're maybe some other employees. People may get upset saying,
Okay.
but I'm like, hey, if you're out in the driving your car around there,
Everybody can see you. And
Here I
exactly.
am. You want me? This is where I'm at.
Exactly.
I got nothing to hide.
And you work at the police department, so you
Yeah.
should be good.
Yeah. It's the life
There's a
of being
police department at your job, so you
life
should
of
be
a
all
public
right.
servant, man. I don't, you know.
For sure, man. And that's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, keep
I
it
love
up.
your
I'm
attitude.
just gonna let him know. Hey, he's
Thank
out
you.
there filming. He's not doing anything. So
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yep.
Stay safe out there,
All
okay?
right, man. Good
Thank
luck to
you.
you.
Had a great. I'm just trying to get some stamps here, and I'm also an independent journalist. I just spoke to your chief over at the police station.
Okay.
And he says he has no problem with me exercising my First Amendment right here. I tried to show this gentleman the rules and regulations governing conduct on this property.
Can we come over here and talk real quick?
Yeah,
Just so I can
yeah,
get your side of
sure,
the story?
sure.
I'm Officer Manley, by the way.
And your badge number, sir?
59.
59. Thank you, sir. So what he's reading right there is the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property.
Okay.
And I'm permitted to film in the lobbies, foyers. It says it right there. I'm an independent journalist. I'm gathering content for a story. Just like I was filming at the municipal building probably 10 minutes ago, and your police chief came out and said he has no problem with me filming. But now apparently there's an issue. He says there's a federal law against filming, but I showed him the actual federal law, and he's not understanding that I'm allowed to film.
Did you read something on the wall over there? Or is he reading something different than what you're reading?
No. He came out. Sir, he came out. First of all, I'm not filming anybody. I'm not like following anybody.
What is this for? Is it?
So it's for a story I'm working on the post office here. Just like I was working on a story at the municipal building.
Do you work for yourself?
I'm an independent journalist.
Independent, okay.
Correct. I am incorporated. I have a company, but I work for myself. And
What's the story about?
just the town in general, the post offices, the government buildings.
Do you have an issue with them?
Do I have an issue with who?
Is that why you're filming? Is there an issue with the place? Or
No, there's no issue with this. Not yet. I mean, I don't want an issue with this town. I'm not from here. I'm just gathering content for my story on all the public buildings here, whether it be a post office, the municipal building where I was just at, anything of that nature. And I'm just filming, what I can see from public. One of his clerks came up to me and said, "You need to stop filming me." but after, I was only filming him after he's speaking to me. Like, if you were to speak to me and I turn the camera because I'm filming where I'm seeing, and then he says, you need to stop filming me, it's against federal law. I said, you're incorrect, sir. I'm not trying to disturb any business or anything. I'm just filming in public.
My thing is there's nothing illegal about you filming. I'm just like, we can be anywhere and you can film.
To be honest, and I pointed that out, that there's cameras in this building. There's no difference, you know, just because, why don't I have to sign a waiver every time I walk into this building? Because it's a public building. They're allowed to record just like I am.
Well, it's a public building to where you can...
You're recording in the building right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So my thing is I get you're doing a story. I get that. But they're conducting business.
And I'm not interfering with that. Like, I'm not.
And then you're not interfering with that, but this is their place of employment, and you gotta realize that. I'm sure you have a full-time job.
This is my full-time job.
Oh, okay. So okay, sorry. So I guess it's to a point to where if you want to film in here, that's fine. But when you go into a place and you don't have business to conduct, that's probably their issue.
But the business is. Can you come over here for a second? Sure. The business is filming, working on my story, and if you read right here, this is actually federal law. It's not just some poster. I know it looks like that, but it's actually attached. It's actually federal law. So this is the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property. And if you see here, photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, and foyers,
Where
corridors.
You see that at?
Right here, sir. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, and foyers. That would be a lobby, and I'm allowed to take pictures in there. I just want to get a few more pictures. I'm not trying to be there all day. I got other things to do, but I don't like when people come up to me telling me, you have to leave, you don't have the right to do it. It's against federal law, because it shows a lack of education on their part, because they should know their own rules and regulations.
Right. And to tell you the truth, this is the first time I've ever had to deal with
and
someone coming
I
in.
understand, and that's why I'm not trying to escalate a situation.
Oh no, I mean you're being calm and collected.
Yeah, I'm not trying to, and I was trying to do that with them, but they were trying to escalate the situation, and I'm like, hey, just let's take a break, let's look at the rules, because I'm in compliance with the rules.
So photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers,
corridors,
or auditoriums when used for public meetings, except where prohibited by official signs or
security personnel. That would be like a postal inspector, the postmaster, things of that nature. But again, I'm not disrupting any business. I'm not doing anything. It's for news purposes. There is no federal law prohibiting me to, and that's the problem, is that's what they think. They think that there's a federal law that prohibits me. I don't know where they get that in their head, but like I said, I just wanted to grab some pictures, and I'm not going to be here all day. Don't want to sit in a post office all day long. I just don't want my rights violated.
So what are you wanting pictures of?
The lobby.
Have you already been
the signs.
in there?
Yeah, but when I was filming, I told him, listen, he's like, you need to leave. And I said, can we look at this? And I showed him this, and then he kind of backed down a little bit, but he said...
here's the thing. You got what you came for, right?
No, I didn't, because I wasn't finished. I was interrupted.
Okay.
Rudely interrupted while I'm just trying to peacefully conduct my business.
Well, he's probably gonna, since he works here and, he's tried to escort you out of the lobby. Maybe leave for the day and contact his boss. There's multiple...
I know, but why can't you just explain to him that I have a right to film in public, and then I can go about my business? Why do I have to make concessions when it comes to my First Amendment right? I have freedom of press in this country, just like everybody else.
But can I explain to him, is there something specific you want to video?
It's just the lobby. I'm not trying to film across the lobby.
But what for your story do you need?
Just everything. I was already in here, no issues. Recorded in here, and now I just need to film in the lobby, and that's it. And just to prove to him that now I'm upset that he's trying to violate my rights. He's calling law enforcement on me, so that way
I'm thinking he's just calling law enforcement because he he didn't want it to get probably heated, or he didn't know your intentions.
I was talking to him just like I'm talking to you, and I said, "Sir, I'm an independent journalist." I showed him this. I don't know what else type of intentions. I'm not just saying, "Hey, leave me alone," or I'm cursing at him, I'm screaming, I'm acting irrational. I'm trying to explain to him, and I just want to conduct my business. So I really don't even want to be here all day. I'd rather just go conduct my business that I have to conduct, and I'll be gone because I have no other purpose here. But I'm not going to allow a federal.
So your purpose is to just show
news
people
gather
that the lobby.
Correct. News gathering, and it's also to educate the
People
purposes
on the lobby.
It's to educate people on our First Amendment rights.
Oh,
but
okay.
again,
See, okay, gotcha.
It's to educate people that not only the people that watch my videos and not only the people that consume my content, but also to the federal employees to say, hey, listen, you shouldn't treat people that way. You're a public servant, just like I had a good conversation with your chief not 20 minutes ago. And he told me, hey, I'm a public servant. They're public servants. You're a public servant. You shouldn't be treating people that way. You should just respect their rights. And I had no issues. Your chief and I had a great conversation. So I had no issues whatsoever. So I would like to go back about my business.
Yeah,
if that's
let me give me just a second. Let me talk to him. See if I can calm him down.
Okay.
And then I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. All right.
Were you?
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. I'll be right back. Just chill out for a second.
Yep.
And then,
Hi, officer.
if you would, just come talk to me real quick.
Can I just get your name and badge number before you go?
Officer Rochelle, 23.
23. Thank you.
What's your first name again? Sorry.
I don't want to give any private information while I'm here. I don't want to give any private information. I'm just an independent journalist.
So you'll ask for ours, but you can't give yours?
Oh, why does it have to be a tit for tat? Again, you're the public servant. Your chief didn't say that to me. Come on.
Dude.
Your chief did a lot better than you.
I just trying to be respectful.
I know, but your chief did a lot better than you. Your chief didn't even ask me my name. He knows. He knows better.
It's just a form of respect.
It's not about. It's not. But you're. No. It's not about. It's
that's fine.
exactly. That's it. You didn't have to make it a big deal.
It's just a respect thing.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, how'd you know my name? That's pretty cool, man. How'd you know? Am I that famous?
You're not famous.
Am I that famous?
I don't know you.
You did know me. You said my name was Sean.
I don't know everything about you.
Oh, okay. You just know my name?
Okay.
Somehow?
You have anything you need to ask me?
Yeah. Can I get the CAD number for this call, please? Why won't you give me the CAD number?
Because I don't have to.
You don't have to?
No, you can call supervisor and get it if you want.
Can you call a supervisor?
Nope.
You're here on a scene.
No, I don't have to call a supervisor.
That's your policy to call a supervisor.
No, if you need to call a supervisor, you can call a police department.
Listen, there's no need for you to act like that, all right? There's no need.
Okay.
Again, you
can call
you should learn from your chief and learn a little bit of de-escalation and learn how to treat people.
Sean.
Great.
Sean, if you need to call a supervisor,
why don't you call one? That's your policy.
I don't have to call one.
That is your policy to call. When a member of the public asks to speak to a supervisor, you should call a supervisor. That's what you should do.
I'm not.
Why are you being difficult for?
Why are you? You're at my cruiser.
Yeah, because you're a public servant and I'm asking you to serve me with the CAD number of this call.
Call the department.
Yeah.
And get it yourself.
Call supervisor, please.
Call the department, get it yourself.
Call supervisor, please.
No, thank you. Have a good day.
Call supervisor, please.
All right.
An Army veteran filed a complaint, and the LAPD showed up at his door. Claiming he was suicidal, they entered without a warrant, ignored his rights, handcuffed him, and forced medical procedures on him. He never called 911. Now he's suing the city for $10 million. This shocking case exposes how veterans can be silenced through abuse of power.
Put down the damn phone.
Why are you cursing that
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Why are you using?
Because you know what?
No, because I have no weapons. Obviously,
We don't know that.
I'm asking you to please.
You're calling 911. We're standing right in front of you. The cuffs wouldn't be on you if you weren't acting the way you are.
Whatever. Acting by exercising my confidence.
Okay, have a seat.
Slade Douglas, a graduate of Florida State University and U.S. Army veteran, was targeted in a wellness check after filing a discrimination complaint against the Veterans Administration. Under California Penal Code Section 148.3 states, misuse of emergency services for false allegations constitutes a punishable offense. LAPD officers entered Douglas's home, citing a suicide threat based on a 911 call allegedly made by the Veterans Crisis Line.
Hi, Doug. Douglas, Mr. Slade.
Yes.
How you doing? All right. We got a call from
come in and talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the house?
No, that's it.
So, I'm just gonna make sure nobody else is
No,
in
please,
here.
no. Hold on, I asked you no.
All right, just
I'm about to
relax.
ask you to leave, because this is my house.
Okay.
Number one, you just can't walk around.
Let me ask you just a couple questions. Okay. The veterans people, they were concerned, okay, regarding a couple things. One was which that you were threatening to commit suicide.
That's not true.
Okay. So what I'm here for is just to make sure you're not going to do something like that. You understand? So if you need our help, that's what I'm here for.
I'm okay.
So we're not here to mess with you, bother you, or anything.
Well, you do understand if you just walk in my place and you just automatically start walking around, and I know y'all wear body cams as well. That's so unfortunate too. If you just come in my place like that and you just start walking around, you have to have my permission to do that. So I don't appreciate that. You can't violate my rights because you got to call me.
Okay.
So you're not.
Despite Douglas's denial of any self-harm intentions, officers conducted an unauthorized search of his home. The situation escalated when they ignored his protests and continued to disregard his constitutional rights.
You're not helping me if you just come in and you automatically start violating.
Well, sir, it was more for like officer safety.
No, it's not officer safety because I didn't even have to let you in. Right. So, no, don't say right, because it's about my safety because you're in my domain. And if you're here to help me, you can't say, well, my safety is because I have no weapons. Obviously,
We don't know that.
You do know that because I'm asking you to leave. Please leave. I'm asking you to leave.
You don't feel
I know.
like
I'm asking you to leave.
You don't feel like
Please
you're
leave.
yourself.
I'm asking you to leave my residence.
Well, if you answer this question,
I'm asking you to leave my residence.
I'm about to put you in handcuffs, sir.
If you do that, that's your choice.
Okay, turn around. Put your hands right.
Why would you put me in handcuffs? What?
Turn around. Put your hands right on your back.
What have I done?
You're gonna listen to what I said. You're gonna put down the phone. You're calling 911, and I'm standing right here.
But what have I done?
Put down the damn phone.
Why are you
Turn around
cursing
and
at
put
me?
your hands
Why
behind
are
your
you
back.
using
Put
profanity
your
at
hands
me?
behind your back.
Why are you using?
Because you know what? You're calling 911. We're standing right in front of
Well,
you.
I'm asking you to leave my residence.
I'm not leaving your place now. Turn around. Put
You
your hands
said you
behind your
came
back.
here to help
I'm not
me.
doing that now. Put your hands behind your back. You're calling 911 right in front of us.
Because I asked you to leave my residence.
we can't leave.
You know
We
this.
determined.
You know this. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No,
If you were law enforcement, then you would understand.
Okay. And this is why African Americans have issues with law
Don't
enforcement.
start that. Don't start that. That's a bunch of
I asked you to leave, and you use profanity at someone?
That's okay. I could use that.
Oh, really?
if I
For
want,
someone
yes.
who you concerned about
Yes.
doing something to themselves?
Hey, you know what? When you're not listening to commands, what did you do?
That wasn't a command.
All right.
A command for me to ask you to leave my residency?
You got
Command us to do.
I can ask you to leave if you're not supposed. Why are you here? You were here to help me, and
We are here because somebody wanted us to shut down.
and I told you I was fine. And then you started exacerbating my condition. Why are you putting your hand up like for me not to speak? You can't help a person if you don't want to listen to what they're saying. If I ask you to leave because you're exacerbating my disability, which clearly you're aware I'm a person with a disability because you already observed, number one, you see a sign right here. Just saying that. Number two.
How do I know what that is?
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, well, how do you
How do you know I don't have one?
You could, but guess what? If you had one and you came in my residency, and I
So
came,
you're the victim here, right? You're the victim here, right?
Well, you guys are victimizing me, and now I'm in cuffs.
Well, you're in cuffs now because of the way you're acting.
Why? I asked
Who else
you not
is
to
here?
touch my place.
Don't-
Why are you grabbing me? I'm not doing anything.
Relax. Relax.
But I asked you not to look
Relax.
at my place. Okay, that's about it.
The officers violated Douglas's rights by arresting him without probable cause, and further infringed upon his rights by searching his house without a warrant or his consent. Douglas alleges the wellness check was retaliation for his discrimination complaint against the VA. According to California Civil Code Section 51.7, no one may be intimidated or retaliated against due to race or protected status through false emergency reports. Douglas confirmed that the Veterans Crisis Line deleted recordings of calls containing false suicide allegations against him. These calls were reportedly used to justify the wellness check, further exacerbating the violation of his rights. The pattern of retaliation by the VA raises serious concerns about their treatment of veterans who file grievances.
You know what? You could call up whoever you talk to and tell them, explain to them
Sir, would you please
why
not
we're here.
step on my rug, please? That's a very expensive rug.
Who says I want to step on your rug?
Why are you acting like
These your shoes?
See, yes, they are.
Okay, good. You can put them on. You have ID with you?
I do, but I need to get it. I can't get it.
Where's your ID?
Would you please remove your hands off of me?
No, I will not.
I'm not resisting.
No, I will not. No, I will not. And I recommend you don't resist. So put your shoes on.
Why would I resist so y'all can
Go ahead,
put
put
my
your
hands?
shoes on.
That's what y'all want to do anyhow.
What's your problem? You know what? We came here because you called for help.
I didn't call you. I didn't call you.
Who did you call?
I did not call you.
Who did you call?
I didn't call you.
Who do you think they're going to call?
I don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't want them to call you all.
Well, they did.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
and now you're in our custody because you're under a mental evaluation.
That's funny. Okay. And the body cams are working too.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. Where's your ID? Do you want your ID?
I can't get it because then I'm not going to allow you to go through my things here.
Okay. So you don't own any weapons.
I already showed you that I had no weapons.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Okay, you don't know anything.
Because I could go looking for anywhere that you might have a weapon if you're going on a 5150 hold.
I shouldn't be on a 5150 hold.
Why don't you?
That's an abuse of authority to put someone on a 5150 hold who has shown no signs of harming themselves.
Are these your keys to your apartment, sir?
They are.
Okay. Yes, I don't believe you are law enforcement the way you're acting.
I can't believe you're law enforcement either. But you are.
Yeah.
Which you see it all too often in terms of how law enforcement act.
Act towards who?
Hey, could you go let Aaron know that I'm being unlawfully detained?
Don't worry about it.
Could you do that for me? Aaron. The leasing, the manager here. Could you let him know? Could you let him know? Aaron.
Yeah, you can make
go tell Donna for me. Will you go tell Donna for me?
That right here.
John, go tell Aaron that I'm being unlawfully detained. Aaron. Yes, for no reason. For no reason whatsoever.
You called us.
I did not call you.
called us.
Oh, I called you. So
Yeah.
why are you using the arm bar on me? I'm turning around. What are you? Oh, I gotta face this way now. Why is that?
Look where you're acting.
What you mean? How am I acting? I hope this is gonna be worth it to you. I hope it's gonna be worth it. Yeah, it is for me to say I'm a citizen. Unfortunately, you all never did.
I don't agree with that. Don't pull me.
What you mean don't pull you? I'm walking. I'm walking. What you mean don't pull you?
You think I'm just here for the fun of it?
Yeah, apparently you decided to escalate the matter. So yes.
Do you think I'm here for the fun of it?
I do. Yes, I do. You escalated the matter. You escalated the matter.
You will be sitting down in this car, okay?
Why wouldn't I not sit down in the
Good,
car?
thank you, sir. The worst thing you can do is make a 911 call right in front of us.
I can do what I want to if you're violating my rights. Don't tell me. Oh, so that's retaliation then. I can call wherever I want to. I have not violated any laws. Raising your voice against somebody. Why are you raising your voice?
You won't let me get a word in edgewise. Get up. Get out.
You can speak to me in a different tone as well. You don't need to screw. And don't say that I am, because you claim you're supposed to be helping me. It's a right.
These cuffs are just
It's a right. And it's not that it's loose, it's a positioning on my arm.
What are you talking about?
I have a, okay, you're aware that I'm a disabled veteran, right?
Sure, yeah, well,
Okay,
that's what
I
you're
have
saying.
cervical radiculopathy.
You see, there's plenty of room there.
No, it's not about the room, it's the positioning on my arm.
Well, how do you want your arms?
I need this cuff to be removed so from the front.
You know what? The cuffs wouldn't be on you if you weren't acting the way you are.
Whatever. Acting by exercising my constitutional
Okay, have a
rights.
seat. I just checked your cuffs. Get in.
It's not the cuffs, it's the positioning on my arms. I requested the accommodation.
That's how the LAPD does our
you can
handcuffs.
also
Have a
make
seat.
so that's the purpose of asking for a reasonable accommodation.
And that was the reasonable
No, the
accommodation.
reasonable accommodation is to reposition my arm because it's exacerbating my
Reposition
condition.
it how?
I need it in the front because it's exacerbating.
That's not how we do. That's not how we do our handcuffs.
Well, the thing about asking for a reasonable accommodation is a policy exception.
No, we don't have a policy exception
Yes, you
for that.
do. Everyone
No.
complies by
You can have a separate. No, please do not. Please do not.
Douglas was handcuffed by LAPD officers and taken to the hospital under false pretenses. Under the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, individuals are protected from unreasonable searches and seizures, including unlawful detention. He claims he was forcibly injected with drugs and subjected to invasive medical procedures, including catheterization, without his consent. Slades threatened to sue the cops after telling them to call their supervisor to the scene, and subsequently requested medical assistance for the pain in his neck.
As soon as I'm out of here, it's gonna be on here. Look,
That's fine, sir.
yeah, you think I'm lying. And I'm suing. Why?
Okay.
You can laugh. I'm glad you laugh.
No, sir, we got your date of birth. Maybe we can do that because...
Are you gonna help me with the handcuffs?
No, look. I'm gonna ask you something. Okay? I want to talk to you for a second.
My arm is exacerbated.
Douglas.
I don't want to talk to you.
Because that's what we
I don't want you to be in handcuffs
I need
any
medical
longer than
attention.
you have to be.
I need medical attention. Could you take me to get medical attention?
Yes, you will get medical attention.
I need it immediately.
Okay.
I've asked for a reasonable accommodation for the last 15 minutes.
Douglas, you requested a supervisor. I called one.
No, but now he's taking them to. I need medical. I requested an accommodation as well. I'm the ADA and the California Disability Person. You guys are refusing to do that.
Douglas,
Why you put your hand up like
if you don't need medical assistance,
I said I need medical attention. I don't know why you would say something different than what I just said. I need medical attention.
you take any medication.
I'm not answering that question. I need medical attention immediately.
Okay, what's your birthday?
I'm not answering that question either.
They're gonna need this information.
I'm already entertaining. What you mean they're gonna need it? You already got me in cuffs now? Shit, they're gonna find it out anyhow. I'm not answering any of your questions.
You don't want to answer any questions.
I don't have to.
Douglas. So you would like me to call you an ambulance?
I need medical attention.
You would like me to call you an ambulance?
Whatever procedure that you guys use, I need medical
Okay, can you tell me the...
we'll call an
ambulance. I said it many times.
We'll call you an ambulance. Is that what you want?
Once I requested a reasonable accommodation, it was 15
Well, no,
minutes ago.
you got to say what you need.
I requested a reasonable accommodation. You didn't grant it. As a result of that, it is exacerbated. I need medical attention.
I do not put your hands up in front. That's not going to happen.
Excuse me?
Your hands are not going to be placed in front of you.
Okay.
That's not how we do things.
Well, the whole purpose of a reasonable accommodation is to make a policy exception.
No.
You're not even a superior officer. You don't.
Douglas,
we don't do it like that.
What do you need the ambulance for?
Attention.
For?
My exacerbation of disability, cervical radiculopathy, C5 and C6.
Okay.
Due to the handcuffs and the abusive touching that you did as well on the elevator.
Okay. You're here because you're requesting all these services.
You're not giving it. That's the problem. Why am I still here?
I'm calling you an ambulance.
Why was I handcuffed in the first place? Because I called 911.
1x45. Can I get an RA 255 for now? Approximately 30.
You're in custody because you're under a mental evaluation.
Complaining of pain to
From
his
us.
neck.
You don't have authority to put someone.
When the VA calls us, yes, we do.
You said because I called
Yes, we do.
because I called 911.
No, it's not that. You don't get to do that. That is against the law. You don't get to do that.
It's on video.
You don't get to do that.
No, you doing it.
Who are you going to call? The police on the police?
Yes.
No, that's not going to happen.
Investigate the police. What you mean the police on the
Not going to happen, sir.
Who handles the investigation of the complaint?
You're more than happy to speak to a supervisor about what we did here today.
Nah, it's gonna be more than
You're more than happy to speak to a supervisor. That's fine.
It's gonna be more than
That's fine.
I hope it is fine.
It's not a problem,
You know
sir.
how these I really could use some help.
Douglas, will you listen to me for a second?
I have been listening.
Okay.
You haven't been listening.
I'm not here to fight you, argue with you.
already have.
Listen, will you just hear me out for a second?
No, I don't need to hear you. You got me in fucking
Hear me for a second.
I don't need to. You don't need to talk to me. I asked for accommodation. You can't help. Don't try to, deviate from what y'all did up there.
It's okay. You can say whatever you like.
I know I can. You don't have to tell me. I already know I can.
Yeah.
Douglas argues that the misuse of wellness checks to suppress whistleblowers reflects systemic abuse of authority. Under California Government Code Section 11,135, it is illegal for public entities to engage in discriminatory practices against individuals seeking services or filing complaints. He states that the VA and LAPD's actions were coordinated to intimidate him into silence. This incident underscores the dangers of unchecked authority when government agencies retaliate against individuals. Douglas's case highlights the pressing need for oversight and accountability in such scenarios. Subsequently, the supervisor arrived on the scene.
I'm rolling here. Yeah. Okay, so got a call from the VA. Yeah. Apparently, this guy threatened to commit suicide over the phone. Then I hung up the phone, so it generated a call with the VA. Called us. Get out here. We get up to the apartment. He's in there. He opens the door for us. He actually lets us in. After a few minutes, start this check and make sure nobody else is in there. We handcuff him because he immediately gets irate. Starts calling 911 on his phone because now he's asking us to leave. But it's like at that point, I'm already there, so put him in handcuffs. I'm not able to get a hold of the lady from the VA. Whoever called it in, I have to try to find her extension somehow. But he's just been completely irate the whole time. He's in handcuffs. He wants his handcuffs in the front. I told him he cannot do that. I made sure his handcuffs were loose enough and they weren't restricting any type of issue with his hands or anything like that. But like I said, he's completely 415. He wants a supervisor. Called him an RA. Said he's got pre-existing injuries from the military. Won't answer any of our questions. Won't work with us in the slightest. But that's where we're at. Well, to us, at this point, he won't answer any of our questions to do anything. But and then after we got him in handcuffs, I started making the phone calls. MEU says, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll have a team at the station for you to meet us there." But as far as me verifying what he said with the VA, I can't do that.
Well, maybe it's supposed to meet them.
Yeah.
You get checked up on already.
Yeah, right. Yeah, MEU's going to meet us there at the station. Okay. All right.
So what display?
You didn't let us finish our investigation.
What do you mean? That's no reason to put someone.
Yes, it is.
Why? Because you was violating my rights.
We're not violating any rights.
How can you say that?
We did not conduct our investigation.
What was your investigation?
To see if you needed to be in place.
That I was good.
Okay. You didn't let us finish our investigation. Okay. All right. Okay. If that's how you like to see it. All right, Douglas, this is our supervisor.
How you doing, sir? This guy's been very difficult with us. He's in custody for 5150 evaluation. The thing is, he has prior injuries to his back. I guess the C-spine issue or something from previous injury in the military or something like that. Okay. And he requested an ambulance. So here we are. But I know there's nothing you can really.
So he's ambulatory on scene, walking, talking, awake and alert.
Yeah.
And we're going to the hospital because.
You know what? If he says he doesn't want to go, does he still have to go?
Oh, I'm asking. In custody?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna. So we're here because he says he doesn't want to go by squat car. He wants to go by a
No. Why you're here is I was going to take him to the station to get eval'd by our mental evaluation people, but he has been so difficult with us, and now he's claiming he's got previous back injuries and wants us to reposition his handcuffs, and we can't do that. So that's where we're at.
All right.
We're here for a mental evaluation.
Okay.
And so when we have him in handcuffs, he doesn't obviously like being in handcuffs. So now he's complaining we need to move his handcuffs to the front. We can't do that. So he's saying it's irritating his previous injuries from the military.
Do you have any medical complaint before you guys got down here?
No. So if they don't transport them, Yeah, we'll just take him to the station. I mean, there's nothing medically.
I think. All right. So.
There's nothing medically.
So here's the deal. How much time do you have on?
20.
I have 30 floors. So the smartest thing's going to be put him on a gurney, handcuff him to the rails, take him to the hospital, tell the doctor that he's complaining that he's got previous back injuries and he fell in comfort position. He goes, and you need to clear him. That way, it takes all the liability off you guys, takes it off the city. I think it'll be. It'll be the best thing to do.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
we got.
So we're on the same
What
page.
Information does he have?
So all I need is his name, birthday, address he's got for his homeless. But we'll basically do that.
Here, stand up here for a second.
Did you stop putting your hands on me?
I know I have to.
I'm gonna get up myself, though.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just gonna make sure.
I'm asking you to remove your hand.
No, I'm not. Stand up, please.
I just pressed it again.
While restrained on a gurney and unable to move, Douglas was placed in leather restraints and subjected to forced catheterization. Following his release, he filed a $10 million lawsuit against the LAPD and the city of Los Angeles, alleging misconduct during the incident. Under California Civil Code Section 52.1, the Bain Act, individuals can pursue damages for constitutional rights violations through intimidation or coercion. The lawsuit accuses the officers of unlawful detention, excessive force, retaliation, wrongful arrest, sexual assault, involuntary hospitalization, violations of due process, the Americans with Disabilities Act, the Bain Act, battery, false imprisonment, and negligence. Officers Wheeler and Yabana sought qualified immunity and dismissal of the case, but the judge denied their request, ruling they were not entitled to such protection. The judge also held that the city of Los Angeles bears vicarious liability for the officers' actions. The officers are scheduled to stand trial early next year, though it remains unclear if criminal charges will be filed or if the LAPD plans to impose disciplinary measures. Douglas's lawsuit aims to hold those involved accountable and shed light on systemic issues affecting veterans' rights. Like and subscribe for more police cam stories. Watch the next recommended video. Click to watch now.